Okay, so today I'm going to talk about something a bit serious. I don't really know how to address it. I really don't know. But let's just say it's like a 2017 all the way to 2025 feud. So there's this thing where, like, if you're not famous and you're not that maybe like pretty or the beauty standard, or like people just aren't friends, you'll have a vendetta against somebody. Like, for example, I was in a psych ward at 20 for doing something that was quite bad, but this person, you know, she wanted to know a lot about me. It actually made me really paranoid in the psych ward. And then this guy who I won't name, let's call him Jay, let's call him Jay. So Jay, he pretty much was like, acting cocky and stuff. And I was just on TikTok and, I did a dance that I got rid of because of the psych ward saying that I wasn't supposed to be posting, and it made someone, uh, would make someone upset if they saw me online. So I deleted it. But basically, he said, "Oh, I'm gonna call this celebrity up," and at the time I was thinking, like, what? Why is he doing this? Like, why is he starting shit? Because I did not say anything about this person. There's two people involved, so pretty much what I'm trying to say is that, like, if you live alone and you don't talk to many people, you will have beef with celebrities for no reason other than a guy. So this guy that I was with, it was kind of strange because I forgot about him when I turned 22, and some things happened to me before then, but pretty much this girl is relentless. She does look at my Instagram and, pick apart things. And yeah, like, I'm big, so that's like a problem. I don't know what she finds in me that she hates, but it might not even be that. It might just be rivalry. We never liked each other. Like, I'm not saying I knew her for a long time, but she's quite rude. It's really weird because these like celebrities come across as like really down to earth. They say that they're nice people. Not, they don't say they're nice people, but they're there, and they just like pick a fight with a civilian. And I think it's really strange because I'm going through a lot at the moment, and I don't really want to talk about it, but I have to, because there are some black people out there who don't know that these people are racist. And I could be like, oh, maybe she just hates me because I was with this said person, or maybe they went against me, both of them, and they like tried to make my life hell. Because once I legit woke up in the middle of the street in Torshoff. It's like this place where there's like coffee shops and stuff, and expensive clothes, but they're nice enough to be that expensive. Um, and I was on the floor and I just got hit in the stomach. And she was there. I heard her voice. So, like, if you have power, you're more likely to commit crimes, I believe, and get away with it. But, she kind of made me, like, she orchestrized me a bit. And so did he. Let's call them, let's call them situationship. I don't know. It's really weird. So, like, pretty much they got involved in my healthcare, and some of them were really nosy. And, this other girl who I don't talk to, um, hates me as well. And I'm like, is it a me problem? Or is it not? Because I actually have another story of, I was at home alone. If you're a girl and you live home alone, girls so confusing, literally. You're more likely to be, you're more likely to be raped, um, stressed out, and your stuff just moved around so people can fuck with you. Oh, I shouldn't swear. F with you, sorry. I don't know if I can swear on here. But yeah, like, she kind of looks like me a little bit. She did get plastic surgery. Um, I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to fight with her. And, the weird thing is, like, her dad actually was a part of my healthcare, and that is one of the reasons why I crashed out one day about her. And like, what if she was involved? Maybe she wanted me in the psych ward longer, but I don't think she did that. I think she just hurt me when I was on the ground, like outside of the ward, like psychologically. So yeah, I'm an only child. Oh, I have a half sister, but I grew up an only child mostly. So I can handle like, like miscommunication. But it's got to the point now where like if I make a meme and they're using that meme in their song, like it actually just if I make a meme, sorry, I'm about to cry because my throat. If I make a meme and the person just ruins it, like I just wanna like be funny without there being a situation. Sorry. So pretty much, we don't talk, like I did a comment because I did this lyric in the ward and she took the lyric and she used it in her music. And I actually stole my ex's phone situationship at the time, which that's another story. And she said the R word. You know what? This was before 2020, was it 2022, 2023, before the BLM situation. So I'll give her credit, like, that she was a bit, like, rude and, distasteful. Um, I feel like she gets, like, a high out of this, like, but I literally am just a girl who is not living the life that I want. And I don't want to be blacklisted by this person, but I think they've tried enough times. But I'm not here to apologize. F no. I'm just here to explain that it's been very scary. And, for someone that like talks about LGBTQ plus or LGBTQ and like speaks about, I don't know where I'm getting with this, but just like she's barely online for one. She's barely online and she only goes online to like, trigger people, i.e., me. And, she made fun of my accent, but she goes to Manchester all the time. Oh, that's too much information. Anyway, like I will say here, like I'm not a baddie. I don't dress that way. I don't have anything against her dressing that way, but I feel like in that video she used her body to like excuse what she did to me. So see me, I like blue eyeshadow. It looks good on darker skin. Um, I don't think I could banter with her because like we're just different people. But she does like come to know it a lot. And I did meet her once. It's just sad. Like I do actually like have things going on that I don't think anyone cares about because I even care if it actually I would if I knew them. It's a shitty situation and things have been okay, but it's Halloween. So I guess I'll just like celebrate that. But you guys should really watch out for people who act when you meet your heroes and stuff or people that you like their music, but when you actually talk to them and then you realize the lyrics, you're like, wow, they actually did that. They actually like, you know, it hits different, man. Feels bad, man. I never say that joke, but it's in my head. Like, damn, like it's depressing. I think the final straw was when her dad and my therapist at the time, he's a psychologist, but he's like above her, but he like handles the polyclinic, the clinic for like mental health and stuff. And I heard her song playing on the radio, and her dad was really like he scared me because I locked myself in my room and he was because I said I have to like change into something because I was wearing pajamas or whatever I was, and I stayed in my room for like a hot 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and he was knocking on the door really loud. And I just feel like you adults that like praise your children for like being singers and stuff like that, but you treat people like shit or you don't understand. But to be fair, I had a bad reputation at the time. I was listening to a lot of Taylor Swift. I guess that helped, but I did something awful. But it was caused by a collision of things, like a butterfly effect. that caused that situation to erupt the way it did. But pretty much, like, he was nice to me, like, in the polyclinic, but when that happened, I was really scared. So I was thinking of a way to get out there. And I tried going back because I was like, maybe I should be around people my own age. But I was like, fuck them. Fuck them, because they're not my type of people. So yeah, I don't know what else to say other than, like, all of these people I was around were nepotist patient who probably wasn't even under the Mental Health Act, and nepotism adults working as psychologists and psychiatrists and nurses. There's a lot of them out there. I don't judge that, but I judge having the connection to, like, harm someone. So yeah, I was skinny when I, like, lived here, and I had a bit of a crash because of a very personal thing that I had to deal with on my own. I didn't tell anyone for years because they wouldn't believe me. But yeah, I'm just trying to have a good 2025. Try not to expose anyone that has harmed me in any way. Let's just say that, you punch someone enough with your lyrics, or, you know, the, you're just not that person that I expected you to be. I just thought it would be chill in Norway, but, like, I guess it just met some really, like, people that were like, oh, we're in cycles and I'm gonna make rumors, or, like, who just acted out of pocket. And I also like to say that, if someone is going into the country and they feel like all hopes and dreams here, not really, like, I only came here to figure out my child trauma, which is another thing. I went through that great perhaps, and I found out my childhood trauma. But some people, they have cliques and stuff, and if you don't really fall in line, they will punish you somehow. Um, I've met some nice people, but they are not patients. And also, the thing with the nurses was, it wasn't about people that I've never met. Those nurses actually, like, I knew them for a couple of years, so I was just making a joke out of a really bad situation because they just let me. Pretty much, I've been bullied. Yeah, I got bullied, and it's kind of weird to say, but I got bullied really bad, and they really orchestrized me. And I don't know what to do because I could send a message. I sent, like, a vague message to one of them, which was like, wow. I don't know if they called the cops on me, like, in the middle of the night, because I like going on, like, walks in the middle of the night. I know there are a lot of men out on walks for some reason, but for me personally, like, I like to, like, have headphones on and go on a walk because there's no one there, because everyone, I don't know, some of the locals don't like me, and I feel at peace. And yeah, like, that's it really. Like, if it's all in my head, what, it isn't. But there are people out there who don't take, love thy neighbor. That actually reminds me, like, the good thing about that place was I guess they were like, there were some moments where there were really, like, bad stuff, but for the most part they did take me in, and they were Christians, but they can be very arrogant. And I used to, like, cook and stuff with said patients, and I got to know them, and maybe I shouldn't have taken a photo or video of one of them fighting with their sister or something. That was on me. But Christianity, like, they have a lot of money, and a lot of artists are Christian. Like, it's literally like the whole world is Christian, and they have their own set of rules, but it compromised me a bit. That's what I'm going to say. I have 2 books out, and I'm not going to say what the books are about, but they are out there, and I tried my best. And I also have a 3rd book that I haven't finished yet, and it's just about my brain and how it works, or maybe it's just digital and, like, ASMR, and not ASMR, but, like, simulation. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this video for a bit, and if I post it today or tomorrow, or a day where I don't know what to say, I will try my best to post it, because no one deserves to go through that. If someone's new to the country, you shouldn't treat them like shit. My vocabulary is very good. and you're putting out English words out and that, out and about, I don't know, rounds. And I was not like paying attention, but you get older and you're like, whoa, this needs to stop. And I don't know who encourages it. Like, there's a lot of yes men. And yeah, I just want to be calm and I want my life back to how it was before the scandal and the situation. Like, people just think someone with a condition. I'm on meds and they work, but they don't work the way I want them to. They're not Adderall, but I get very tired every day. But anyway, have a great Halloween, Halloween Eve. What is it? What I used to call it? Hallows Eve. It's my favorite time of the year, and it's time to just dress like the way we want and go out in the daytime and just yeah, I'm not really going to a party. I'm just going to be at home or I'm going to go somewhere else close to me. And I don't think any of them are dressing up, but I would like this I would like this feud to end because it's not that funny and I feel like, men when they see a successful woman or maybe a woman on the rise of success, I'm not saying that's me, but I'm on the rise of success. That's what I hope. You have to believe in yourself. Um, they tend to pick the woman who is more successful, but then I kind of wonder, like, where's their head at? Where is their head at? Because you shouldn't like make a civilian feel like shit because you rejected them in high school and you're with someone that was actually like your soulmate, but things got out of control and I don't think that's going to sort itself out anytime soon. I'm over it, but people shouldn't like try to mess with people who don't have a male presence in their life because like that's crazy. Like I don't have that. So anyway, like what else was I going to say? This person, the situationship actually hurt me like physically and mentally, and it's like the divorce, I think it's called, where the therapist is siding with the man, and it's so weird. And he's like in medicine. I don't know. I haven't seen him in like a couple of years. Thank God. I don't know how I would have acted, but hopefully, like I will never see them again. Him again. Um, I just want to live my life without everyone thinking everything I do is a joke, because that can really mess with you. And I feel like people now just, I don't know, I'm antisocial. So I just generally stay home for my comfort. But if I don't go out too much, they'll literally, if I'm hibernating or whatever, they'll literally just put me in a place. There's been a lot of jealousy over my face. I'm going to be dead honest. I'm a skinny legend. But, at this age, people tend to be more skinny. And I'm trying to be skinny, yeah. But the medication who was given to me by people that, don't really know who I am, probably know enough. And I'm thinking one of my ex friends gave them information. I'd like to know why, but there's a lot of betrayal and loyalties are gone. Like, I'm just trying to be happy and be creative, and it's just a YouTube channel, like, it's not that deep. So, yeah. Okay, bye. Oh, and no, I'm not going to do that.